Yo guys, Insane Gamer 52 here, and there's a new limited time mode in Black Ops 6 Zombies called Team Cranked. So, how this works is it's very similar to what we had before. You kill a zombie, it activates the timer, and you have to get another kill before the timer runs out, or you die. The timer starts at 30 seconds and counts down 1 second every round, but there is a way to boost your timer up by 1 second by getting a rare power-up called a time extension. Now, unlike the previous Cranked modes, there is a different way to get the rewards for this. So, in order to get the rewards on Team Cranked now, you have to go to round 31 or higher and complete the Easter egg. Previously, we had just regular Easter egg completions, and then we had round 50s. This is kind of a mix of both, which is pretty cool. So for doing that, you will get yourself an Ultra Gum, 5 other Gobblegums, and 15,000 XP on every map, except for Liberty Falls has a Legendary instead of an Ultra, unfortunately. Which means that you can get yourself 5 Ultra Gums, 31 other Gums, and 90,000 XP for completing all 6 maps. This video is going to be about Reckoning, but if you want to see guides for all the other maps, I will be putting those out shortly, so stay tuned. So for Reckoning, I am going to recommend running the Maelstrom, and here are my attachments for that. The most important attachments here are the 12 gauge slug for your fire mod and the long barrel for your barrel. The rest you can run pretty much whatever you would like. It's kind of personal preference. For your melee, I do run Kali sticks. They do a lot of damage, and they have a really fast rate of fire when you're not pack-a-punched, which just, if you run out of ammo in the early rounds, it's fine to melee, because the Maelstrom with slugs is actually really brutal to use, but until you pack-a-punch it. So just having the Kali sticks as a melee option is pretty good. For your Gobblegums, I am running a profit sharing and a temporal gift just to help get set up in the beginning. And then for the boss fight, I will be running a power keg to get our time extender back, and then a nowhere but there and a phoenix up to help revive teammates and keep their perks. You can absolutely feel free to use other gums. If you want to use a timeout gum, that will pause your timer for 3 whole minutes, which can be very useful if you're not super confident. I personally am not going to do it, but feel free if you would like to. Other good gums that could be useful are going to be Killjoy, Shields Up, Stock Option, and Free Fire for the boss fight, to just help increase your damage against the boss. And then Shields Up to help, not go down yourself. For your augments, the important ones are on Stamina Up, you want Free Faller. On PhD, you want PhD Slider and Tribologist. On Deadshot, you want Deadhead. And on Double Tap, you want Double Standard. Your field upgrade, Tactical, and Lethal don't really matter as much. You're going to be given a guaranteed field upgrade, which is the Time Stopper field upgrade, which will pause your entire team's timer for 10 seconds, which means that you are not able to run your own field upgrade, unfortunately. All right, with all that said, let's hop into the match. All right, so right off the bat, as soon as you kill your first zombie, you do have a 30-second timer. But the nice thing is you get double points for headshots. So if you look, a headshot is worth 230 points. And body shots are worth, once I reload, 135. So still increase, it's not quite double, which is really good. That is going to help a ton with kind of getting set up nice and early, and not having to use, like raindrops, tac fusion, profit, because why would you use a bunch of gums just to get yourself like a single ultra, right? I am actually going to pop a profit sharing right here in the beginning just to give us a little boost if everyone's to kind of head in the middle. You totally don't have to. If you want to run just blue gums or no gums at all, that's totally fine as well. So you will notice that in between rounds, you actually do have a little bit of extra straggler zombies just to help you with your timer, which is nice. Interesting. The timer paused for a second while it did the little intro. We need to shoot them in the arms. All right, we're going to head up through Mutant Research. And as we do, make sure to grab the syringe over here to your left. And since we have a lot of points, I do like to grab PhD nice and early just to help kind of speed things up. And it is one of our first 3 perks that we want, just in case we go down to the boss fight and, can't get revived by gums. Timer, timer, timer. I'm using a field upgrade. Make sure to keep an eye on your timer. That is so very important. When you get to Android Assembly, there are 4 locations that the leg can be. One can be right there. One can be right here. One can be across from the elevator right over here. And the final one can be over here on top of the shelf by the conveyor belt. While you're in Android Assembly, it is going to be a good idea to also grab Double Tap as well, because you want that as one of your first 3 perks as well. Well, that's good. Wonder Fizz is right here, so just go grab yourself some Jug as well. And there we go. Pack-a-punch unlocked. Let's go ahead and pack. If you have enough, you can double pack as well. And now your Maelstrom is going to be a lot better. And before you leave the particle accelerator, you do want to jump into the beam right here and go bump into the body to get yourself the blood sample. All right, we are on the second class round. We do want to get another arm. There we go. Very good. If you don't get it here, you can get one during the Forsaken boss fight as well, which I will show in a second. At this point, we want to go through the Easter egg steps, so just try to kill them, like, slowly, so you don't, like, just keep cranking through the rounds as quickly as possible. And honestly, if you want, you can just have one person in your team just holding a horde and killing one zombie at a time, while the others are doing Easter egg steps if you want as well. Put that blood sample back in where you got the syringe, and the monitor next to Deadshot will always be your first letter, so we got C, and then the one by Rick Toffin's wife and child is going to be your second one, so we got E. You can look at the periodic table down below by Rick Toffin, but I will have a link in the description if you just want to have a website to just be able to click on, you know, anything for any Easter egg at all. It's a really useful tool. So our code is 058. All right, you do want to kill the Mangler that you spawned earlier. It is going to be a lot easier if you're like double pack and potentially blue at this point. And there we go. Go ahead and pick up the mutant injection that he drops. And he's also going to spawn an Elder Disciple. You actually don't want to kill that because it's going to spawn a bunch of vermin for you for the step up here when you have to get 3 vermin and 3 zombies sucked up to open up the cyst. There are 2 easy ways to do this. You can either melee them, or you can PhD slide into them. You could also use like Molotovs or something, but obviously you only have a limited amount of those. And once you're done with that, you can absolutely feel free to kill the Elder Disciple. And you'll know it's done when you can go and pick up the cyst because the little door is opened. Oh, they sped up that animation. Nice. Now we need to go head down to the mushroom room. So just go ahead and drop right here and go right next to the elevator is where your first mushroom is. If you walk into it while holding a lethal, you can actually reload and play it up, which is really nice. And you won't be holding the cyst in your hand, which is just nice if you're doing it, you know, in the middle of a round, which it's always the middle of a round during Cranked. During Cranked, you might actually have to really do this because you're always going to have zombies on you. You can't just do it at the end of a round. And then going straight in front of you through this doorway, the last one is over here, and you can just stand on top of this, and you won't even have to worry about the acid that the mushrooms spit out, which is really nice. And then you can just keep going back and forth, and the zombies will go to either side. Now we are ready to go activate the Forsaken boss fight, so we can initiate the power surge here by going into the Dark Entity Containment and go interacting with all 4 of the computers. And once you interact with the 4th one, you actually want to head down the elevator right below you, so that the automatic Uber class that gets spawned can go and zap Klaus, and you don't have to wait until round 16 to do that. And you want him to do his electric attack in this room right next to Klaus. And now you want to bring him back up to Dark Entity Containment and shoot both of his shoulder pads off. And there we go. Both shoulders are off. Now we need to get him to stand on this electrified pad, which is very difficult with the horde of zombies that you want to keep around you. All right, the best way to kill him is shoot at the shoulders. Now, if you are doing this on a low round and you don't have both of your Klaus arms yet, you can just save him in this little core form until he starts spawning some commando class, so you can shoot their arms. We do already have it though, so we can kill him. But there you go. There's the commandos that you can shoot. And there we go. Once he's dead, you can go put the upgraded cyst into him and grab the Gorg effects. Now we're heading over to the executive suite area, and there are 6 locations that you can look at for the folders. Here is one of them. We got 4. Another one can be right here on this table. 6. Another one can be right here by the projector. Another one in the back of this room by the TV. 1 on the director's desk. 3. And 1 out here in the hallway. Coming back to Dark Entity Containment, now we are going to go up the stairs over here and go interact with this bioscanner and use that mutant injection that we got earlier. And that will open up this teleporter that we are going to go through to get the final code, which is going to be right here in every game, so 5. So our code is 6345. The order for this is always going to be 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 2. So whichever 4 of those you have in your game is just put them in that order and just take out the ones that you don't have. And that will be your code for the computer that you can go enter over here next to the portal. And there we go. Access granted. Now with our Gorg effects, we are going to head down to the mushroom room, down to quantum computing. And we're going to shoot it right below where you can drop down at this thing right here. We're actually going to shoot it right next to there. It's just an easy spot where you can get the head. Go ahead and pick that up. Drop down through the floor again and head to the Pack-a-Punch. In here, you need to interact with this button, which will spawn 5 vermin that you need to kill. They can be over here on these 3 locations. There can be one right there. There can be one on that side of the room, and there can be one right here in the middle. It actually helps if you kind of shoot a little below them, because your Gore effects does splash damage. And there will pretty much always be one roaming vermin around. There you go. Alternatively, if you cannot find a vermin, you can just kill 20 zombies in here. You need this scoreboard to add up to 1,000. You get 200 for each vermin or 10 for each zombie. So you can just kill 20 zombies to get the extra 200 to make up for one of the vermins if for some reason you can't find him. And then you wait until this thing stops spinning and you can go interact with it to charge up your Gorg effects. Put that away. Swap back to your Maelstrom. It is very important that you do not accidentally shoot that, or you'll have to go do this again. Now we're heading back down to Klaus, and when you get next to him, if it's been a round or two, he will start moving. We're going to be right back with him. We are actually going to come over here and start meleeing this bucket. And we want to melee it across the room towards where Klaus was. And pretty much anywhere past these two blood spots right here is where you want it to end up. So right there, that's good. Go ahead and throw any kind of lethal over here. And as long as it's under that smoke detector, it will make the sprinklers go off and fill up that mop bucket with water, which we can then place our head in that we picked up earlier. Go ahead and pick that head up. And now walk with Klaus so that you can do multiple steps at the same time. So just follow him to the Dark Entity Containment, and his SAM trial will be here. Even though SAM trials are disabled in this mode, his will automatically be here, which is nice. You can just drop the head on the ground at any time so it doesn't continue damaging you. You do not actually have to get the highest tier of the SAM trial. You can just get the minimum trial reward, and you'll be fine. You may even be able to completely fail it, but you do not have to kill every single zombie, so you can still have someone outside just training zombies somewhere else to keep your timer. Also, feel free to drop the head whenever you get that purple screen so that you don't continue taking damage as well, because it can get very hectic and, you know, you don't want to be taking extra damage. Once you fully fill up the head, feel free to go grab it and head back to the teleportation lab. Go ahead and shoot the portal with your charged wonder weapon and put your charged head inside of it. Now you need to grab Melee Macchiato and go ahead and melee this machine over in quantum computing to reveal the brain. Go ahead and pick that brain up, and you can indeed run and slide while doing it. So come over here next to the elevator, take this jump pad. You are on a timer, so you want to take the most efficient path possible. There is some extra time, but just in case you need to veer away to avoid some zombies, it's really good to take the path. So go take the elevator up into Dark Entity Containment, go over here to the teleportation lab, and there we go. Brain is in the machine. Now that you have Klaus, the brain, and the charge portal with the head inside of it, that will open up the containers for you to do the Pokeball step. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. There we go. After Klaus has a little bit of dialogue, bring that Pokeball over to the Executive Suites area, and there are up to 4 of the glowing purple items here that you can hit, which is just really easy. There's a bunch of them. And then you can go grab the second Pokeball right here, get your second item. Head through this teleporter over to spawn. Grab the Pokeball next to the teleporter in the metal detector room that leads to Pack-a-Punch. Get your third item. Head up the elevator to Mutant Research. Turn to the right when you get to the top and grab your last Pokeball. And your last item will be somewhere in Mutant Research. There are other locations you can go. This is just the fastest, most efficient route that, you know, all the speedrunners are doing. So it's just a simple way for you to do it as well. And finally, head back up to the teleportation lab and put all 4 of those in this device right here. And you have to look for the red switches, and you don't actually have to wait for them. You can go start interacting with all the other switches, and sometimes one of them will be ready even though it wasn't flashing red. So you can just activate that one, and then it'll instantly activate the next red one, and then you just do that to get all 5. And once you have all 5 of those switches, you can actually leave early. You don't have to wait for the step to end. And the last step is coming over to Mutant Research, over next to where Richtofen's wife and child are, and interacting with this. Hopefully you picked up the keycard earlier from the geneticist spawns here. Otherwise, it will be somewhere on the floor. Just look for the glowing yellow item. Pick up your DNA. And you're ready for the boss fight, but first you have to crank to round 31. And now you just want to head over here behind the tube where Richtofen's wife and child are. Is going to be the easiest way in Mutant Research. If you stand behind this doorway, all the zombies will just come from straight in front of you, and you can just easily crank through all the rounds. So you have to get up to round 31 before starting the boss fight in order to get the rewards for this mode. In between rounds, you can feel free to grab some of the salvage. You will need to get your gun up to legendary for the boss fight. It's kind of tough in between rounds because there are always going to be zombies, so just plan accordingly. You don't have to get every single piece of salvage because we are going around 31. If you ever need ammo, there is a cache right in front of you, right here through the doorway. When it is a special round, come over here, and all the commando clouds will come from the window right in front of you, which will just be really fast and really easy. You will eventually need to upgrade your stuff because you're going around 30, so you're not going to be able to be single pack and blue forever. So whenever you do need your rarity increase, there is one right here to the left of where you are camping. If an Uber Klaus ever does spit his electricity at you, just step out of the area and make sure to not be standing in it. You will need to upgrade and get all your perks and Pack-a-Punch, so I do recommend only one person leaving at a time to go do that, so the others can just stay there and, you know, not be completely overwhelmed. So once they have enough money, just send one person over to go get all their perks. and get your triple pack, and then head back to mutant research. You can also just all go at the same time and just, kind of slowly work your way there while killing zombies if you wanted as well. That'll be a little slower, but it will be a bit safer as well. To help deal with the Uber Klauses, it could be helpful to craft a death machine because they do a lot of damage to them. And then once you get down to the core, you can just shoot it with your shotgun. So it can be useful to place C4 on 3 of the power-ups. That would be the insta-kill, the full power, and the nuke, just so you have a little bit of extra for the boss fight. So the full power is in mutant research. If you stand right at the end of this railing, aim at the top of that tube, you will get your C4 right on the top of that thing, and the full power is up on... Oh my god, I almost just shot it. Next, as you're going up into dark energy containment, over here to the left is where the insta-kill will be. Post-production IG here, and I did not put a C4 on the nuke in my game because I didn't want it interfering with the timer. If you want to do it in your game, it is located behind a cage across from the 3-plate and Pack-a-Punch, and you can just throw your C4 through the cage door. Once you have those two, you can head back to your teleportation lab and go start the boss fight. Hey, it's me again, and I may have forgotten to mention the entire checklist. So before you go into the boss fight, make sure you have your legendary, triple pack, light mend, all your perks, gobblegums, a self-revive, and a death machine. Make sure to get a kill beforehand before your timer dwindles down, and your timer will stop at 10 seconds before you go in, which is really nice. So the easier boss fight for this, absolutely, is going to be Sam. So we're going to vote up on our D-pad or F8 on PC. Sam is the boss they want to do, so you want to side with Richtofen by voting for him. So you can just save these zombies and save them for the soul boxes, but we're going to play it a little safer, and we're just going to kill them. On round 31, they are a little quicker than I am used to. I guess the timer's paused the entire time you're in the elevator. That's really good. Now we're filling up our 3 soul boxes. First one done, second one done, and third one done. And if any of you need to upgrade your rarity or get light mend, there is indeed an arsenal machine right here in this station. And then head back to the elevator. All right, now I need to go shoot all the crystals on this second level. And if you do need any perks, there is a Wonder Fizz up here, as well as a crafting table down here if any of you need to get any more armor plates or a self-revive or a death machine for the boss fight. As you're going up the elevator, go ahead and pull out your death machine. And as soon as she spawns, you want to shoot her with your death machine. If someone on your team doesn't have a death machine, it's not that big of a deal, but it is just a little bit more damage than the Maelstrom would do. As soon as she is fully in the map, though, she's now invulnerable, and you just want to keep sliding around to avoid her electric attacks. So she's going to do that little pulse attack. If you stand still, it's going to kill you. Whenever she does this spinning attack, you can hear it. Go to the middle and just shoot up. Just continue shooting up. You can stand right under her and get 2 mags off, at least in phase 1. In phase 2, we're going to have to deal with that a little differently. Her other attack is a laser, so just get behind cover and kill any zombies that are near you. And after she's done her laser, you can hit her in the crit spots. There are 4 crit spots around her eyeball. And it looks like your timer is completely paused for this entire boss fight, so you actually don't even need that full power that we got earlier. You can just put your C4 on the insta-kill, and that's about it. Whenever she leaves the area, you can also shoot her with either your gun or the death machine as well. There are 4 total SAM trials that you could get for this. The one that we got is regular kills, so you can just get kills anywhere. Look up into the sky and you'll see where the portals are that they'll be mostly spawning out of. There will be some natural spawns around as well. Just get kills near them and you should be good for the trial. For the headshots, aim high. If you're on controller, do not ADS spam with Deadshot. It doesn't really work as well as you would hope. So just aim high for headshots if you do get the critical kills. Another one is getting kills in the middle here. Make sure that the zombies are across the arrows, which is basically just this middle platform right here. And again, look at where they're spawning and try and go to the more frequent spawn locations. And then the last one is standing in a location, and that location is going to be right over there, right where I'm looking. And just make sure that you stay in there the entire time. You can go off to the side to go grab ammo if you need, but get back there really quick. And if you are successful with your SAM trial, you will get a free perk wherever the SAM trial itself actually spawned. Also, she's coming back. There are 3 portals. 2 of them drop zombies. The third one is the one that she drops out of. So again, you can just do a little bit of damage as she's coming in. Continue sliding around. And when she does her spinning attack now, you want to go to the edges of the map and avoid her. You want to stay as far away from her as possible to not be in the middle of all these electric attacks. Unfortunately, we do not have Frenzy Guard, so we have to play this a lot safer and just stay away from her. When you break all 4 of her crits during her laser attack, you can actually continue shooting her eyeball even when she's protected. It's a little tough to hit some of the shots, but you are able to do a little bit of damage. Just make sure to continue moving around and sliding so you don't get hit by her attack. For the critical kills, it absolutely helps to just kind of tap fire and not like continuously fire your weapon. It saves you on ammo, and it makes the recoil a lot more easy to control. This is another reason why the slugs are a lot better than the regular version of the Maelstrom for this, because headshots are actually possible. And during her third phase, the only thing that's different is her Beyblade attack is a little bit longer, and she now has a third attack where she will send you flying up in the air. Right before one of her attacks, either the Beyblade attack or her laser attack, feel free to use your insta-kill that you have in her C4 just for a little bit of extra damage. Whenever she does her Beyblade attack, try and just go the opposite direction of wherever she starts. There she go. Whenever she goes to the middle, she will shoot 3 of those blue balls, and that will send you flying up in the air. If you have stamina up with free fall, you can just fall straight to the ground. You do not want to parachute in the air for too long, because she will then shoot at you and potentially down you mid-air, which will suck. GG's. And once you whittle her down little bit by little bit, you will eventually get her. And as you can see, we completed the main quest in Team Cranked. We got ourselves a Perkaholic and 5 other gobblegums in addition to 15,000 XP, which is awesome. If you guys ever want help with anything zombies, I stream with viewers multiple times a week and have an active Discord community who's always helping each other out. If you found this video helpful, let me know by dropping a thumbs up. And feel free to subscribe for more in-depth guides and entertaining content in the future.